Hey, how's everyone doing today? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Gonna do a little crypto update here, talking about the United States and cryptocurrency. We'll start it off with U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren and her Bitcoin FUD. FUD is an acronym for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And boy, howdy, did she just knock all three of those right out of the ballpark. Her tweet stating Bitcoin requires so much computing activity that it eats up more energy than entire countries. She said that in correlation to the climate crisis, as she hashtagged it, climate control, without taking into consideration that about 75% of miners use some kind of renewable energy, and that's a Cambridge study. She also went on to compare it to the Wild West and say that it is not a good way to buy and sell things, not a good investment, and an environmental disaster. Now, I don't know where she got her information from. I don't know if she did the research herself or if her handler gave her bad info, but man, was she stupid in saying all of that. And thankfully, the internet let her know about it. You can see here on this tweet back to her estimated annual energy consumption for the banking system, the gold industry, and here's Bitcoin consuming less than half of the energy of these two systems. Talking about the volatility, for sure, cryptocurrency is a very volatile asset. No doubt about that. However, the stock market had a pump and dump earlier in this year that almost blew up the market, and they're having two separate hearings on it that is still going on today. Even the stock market, with all of its SEC regulation, is not immune to a pump and dump. You can't just point to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and say, oh, well, it's not worth it because of the volatility. Another one of my favorites is Bitcoin disproportionately used for illicit purposes. If you take the US dollar and Bitcoin and compare them to the number and dollar amount of illicit activity they've been involved with, the US dollar will crush Bitcoin. It's not speaking on the US dollar being a bad asset, it's the number one asset in the world. Same thing with Bitcoin. It's not speaking to Bitcoin as a bad asset. If people want to use an asset of value for illegal activity, they will do so regardless of institution. And like I said, the list goes on of people just letting her know basically how stupid she was in saying what she said. Didn't do a whole lot of thought or research into it. My favorite tweet back to her basically pointing out, the private jets that people in her position use to get across the country, around the world. And then they turn around and look at middle class and lower class people, such as myself, and say, oh, well, you got to do your part for climate control. And you just kind of got to look at the hypocrites like, are you stupid? And the level of intelligence of these individuals is not on debate in this stream right now. We can do that in a different video. However, let's talk about that other 25% of energy used to mine cryptocurrencies that is not considered renewable and or clean energy. You get into talking about the mining hash rate and China. The mining hash rate is the measure of the performance of the equipment used for mining. That gets important when you are talking about China because the Chinese mining pools get the lion's share of the mining hash rate. The Bitcoin nodes are mostly situated in the US and Europe. Bitcoin nodes are basically a computer that runs the kind of software that allows it to communicate with other computers on the network. So you can see here, based on this global map, the United States and Europe take up most of the nodes. China has very little nodes. They just mostly deal with the hash rate. And that is changing. China is starting to kick out more than half of its miners, and I would imagine by the time all is said and done, it will be more than half. There's speculation on why China is doing this, possibly trying to get a better face for, a global environmental friendly aspect, try to get into that carbon tax credit. There's also speculation that China wants to do its own digital currency. I believe their currency is the yen, so they do like a digital yen, and they don't want competition from an outside source like Bitcoin being in their country. China is a communist country, and they want 100% control over everything in their country, everything their citizens do, and having a worldwide asset like Bitcoin kind of contradicts that. So as they're kicking out their hash rate miners, you will see Other countries definitely benefit from that. In the news this week, Tanzania getting into crypto, El Salvador, as I mentioned last week, getting into crypto, Paraguay, Panama, and of course the United States. A lot could be heading into states like Texas, where they could use renewable energy to mine Bitcoin. Illinois is another state getting some of the attention for the booming crypto industry. States like Nebraska and Wyoming that are already crypto friendly should benefit a little bit. So more and more good news as China kicks people out, and other states / countries will definitely benefit. More news this week in the United States. The Republican House campaign will begin accepting cryptocurrency donations, the first National Party committee to do so. They will begin accepting the crypto donations through BitPay. BitPay will process the donations into USD before transferring it over to the Republicans' account, which makes sense because obviously you live in the United States. US dollar is number one. You want it converted into USD, so you sell your crypto and get the donations. The first National Party committee to agree to crypto contributions, in my opinion, certainly will not be the last. The Democratic Party will not want to fall behind on this. They will definitely want to get donations coming in for their campaigns just the same as the Republicans. Really good news coming out of the SEC announcing they will not tackle crypto regulation this year. They won't tackle it either. The SEC made public its regulatory agenda for 2021, and they have not listed cryptocurrency on that agenda, which is really good in general on the crypto community. Back in 2017, one of the major things that kind of put a stop to that bull run was heavy-handed regulation. So to not have to worry about regulation fears this year could definitely help going into the end of the year. Quarter 2 is about to close out here in next week. Hopefully quarters 3 and 4 get back to a definite bull run. Now, regulation for cryptocurrency for sure is coming, and in my opinion, it does need some regulations, and you will see some regulations. Just hope they don't go heavy-handed and kind of crush the growing economy with crypto. Speaking of economic news, this past week, inflation rates were released, CPI, the Consumer Pricing Index, was released. Definitely high, definitely concerning for more than just crypto market. Every market, the economy in general. I mean, it is concerning, obviously, something you want to keep an eye on. Depending on your age, however, this is not the first time you would have seen something along these lines, and it probably won't be the last time you see something along these lines. So, shouldn't freak out necessarily, but pay attention to it for sure. And like I said, this probably won't be the last time you see something like this. More into the investment news, however, millions and millions of dollars are still flowing into cryptocurrency programs, networks, private funds, hedge funds. BlockFi is a rather large exchange. They're going to launch BlockFi Prime to attract asset managers, family offices, high net worth individuals, hedge funds, private equity firms, and corporate entities. That equates to a lot of money. Arrington Capital, which is a digital asset management firm, is putting $100 million into a crypto called Algorand. Algorand deals with providing liquidity for assets on a global network. As you scroll down this list, you just see more and more large companies investing, like I said, millions of dollars into different projects, whether they're actually investing into the actual asset or just setting up an investment opportunity for their clients to invest in. So news definitely flowing into Bitcoin, which affects crypto overall. So you look at the 7-day pricing and kind of wonder, well, with all this news, what the hell's going on here? You can see back on Monday and into Tuesday, we did kind of poke up to that $40,000, $41,000 range. I said in my last video, I felt like if we pushed past 40, we would have a good chance to leg up, liquidate some shorts up here in the $43,000 range. Obviously never made it that far and started retracing down throughout the week. Wednesday was when the inflation rates were released, the CPI, and you're just kind of getting a general downward trend back into this 34, mid 30 range, 34, 35, possibly 36. Disappointing to see it kind of come back down. However, definitely still trending very much in the range of 34 to 40. Hopefully this next leg up pushes us back up to that $40,000 range, pass it again, get some support, and get that leg up. Start liquidating some of these shorts and get back up to where the price should be. You can see based on the weekly hash rate, looks way similar to Bitcoin's price. This is Bitcoin's hash rate. Monday, Tuesday, when we had the $41,000 spikes, and then throughout the week, it just continued to come down. Bitcoin hash rate affects price. Price affects Bitcoin hash rate. If price is dropping due to outside circumstances, the miners are not going to have as much interest for the hash rate. Vice versa, when the hash rate is dropping and things are taking a long time on the network or other issues, price will be affected. In my opinion, not financial advice, once other countries such as Tanzania, Paraguay, Panama, and El Salvador get set up with Bitcoin mining, and we get states inside the US, Texas, Illinois, once they get set up with mining, you will see hash rate stable out. Miners will want to start getting back on that price action and hopefully drive price back up. Like I said, liquidate some shorts, get that next leg up. Could be a very fun summer. Leading into my latest Facebook post is this little graph right here, kind of, demonstrating what a bull market in crypto could look like. So I ask a lot of people, especially the guys I work with and friends that I talk to on Facebook about crypto, where are we at with this? Where's the sentiment at? Where's the general feeling at? My friend Dustin kind of commented about being in the despair phase right now just because things are, kind of low from where he got in at. Just kind of, the numbers keep dropping. I understand that feeling, Dustin. I've asked other friends that I work with, bull trap was mentioned, maybe the fear aspect. That was a few months ago. Again, this is not financial advice, but I said that I thought we were right here in the first sell-off. We hit that $64,000 top fast. At the beginning of this year, the cryptocurrency market cap was, I believe, at around 900 billion. We added over the course of 3 months almost $1.5 trillion into that market cap. It was a huge run up, which definitely leads a lot of people to think this was that $1.5 trillion increase. We had that huge sell off to 30,000. Your next 40 to 50,000, you're going to have this dead cat bounce, and we're going to capitulate all the way back down. I still think that this was just one giant extended bear trap. Not financial advice, but based off of that a few months ago, hitting this extended bear trap, and we're starting to generate back up into media attention, and the amount of people learning about crypto, the amount of companies getting into crypto, and the mining situation kind of falling out of China and getting into these other countries like the United States, your Central and South American, even African countries that want to get in on the action. I just think that over the next, I would predict, again, not financial advice, I know I've already said that, and I'll say it again, this is not financial advice. By the end of July into August, going at the end of quarter 3 into quarter 4, I think we could see a huge run again. Obviously, it can go, we could be right here, and it could just completely bottom out at that point. I mean, everybody's going to have to make their own decision on what to do with your asset. Do you want to just hold on to it and stake it? Be comfortable if we are entering a bear market, be comfortable owning and holding on, maybe DCA in at lower prices, get your average cost down, stake it, earn more rewards. Or do you sell it at a loss, take the tax write-off? Definitely an option, up to $3,000 a year. or do you just hope that you're right about right now, like right about here? We're not quite out of the bear trap, in my opinion, especially with, this news bringing it back below 40. But I like being right, so hopefully we do hit this right around Q4. I hate being wrong. Hopefully we're not already jumping off this cliff and we just don't know it yet. But either way, it's going to be a fun ride. I'll keep making these videos. Like and subscribe, tell your friends, try and make some money out there. Start swing trading Tether. That's a joke that my buddy Jesse said lately. Start swing trading Tether. Catch that bounce, get it at $1, sell it at $1.05. That's your only chance to make money right now. So good luck, everybody. Make some money. Stay safe out there. Like and subscribe. Like this video. Why haven't you liked it yet?